Okay, so let's see the problem statement first. Over here, they will be giving us the root of the binary tree and we need to validate BST. So if you don't know anything about BST, okay, you can read it on your own as well. But I feel that these statements are little complicated, okay? So I'll just explain this in a simple manner. So if you're standing over here, so basically this is a tree. The values on the left hand side of 50 should be lesser than 50, okay, and on the other hand, that is on the right hand side of 50, it should be greater than 50, okay. So again, it should be strictly lesser than and strictly greater than, okay, and this is applicable for each and every node. So if I'm standing over here, the values on the right hand side should be greater than 30 and the values on the left hand side should be lesser than 30, okay. So you can analyze this tree on your own as well. You will get to know that this is a BST, okay. Now we need to return that only, that whether the tree is BST or not. So I believe that you got the first property. Now see how we will solve this problem. So I feel that the first approach that over here that I will be explaining is the easy one. So for that, you should be knowing the second property of BST. So if we have in-order traversal of binary search tree, what is traversal first of all? So you are visiting in each and every node. Either you can store that value or print that value. Okay, so basically you're visiting for each and every node. So that is called as traversal. Now there are basically multiple traversal for trees, but generally we use three: pre-order, post-order, and in-order. Now, if you are having in-order traversal of for this tree, the values that you will be getting will be in a ascending order. Okay, so it means in non-decreasing order. So let me write that property. So you can read it on your own as well. Okay. Now, if I have in order traversal, so the values I will be getting in this way. So you can see that the, the list is in ascending order. Now, after having the in order traversal, that means after getting this list, just start with the first node or the first value, the value present at first index, and compare the previous value. If that value is lesser than, strictly lesser than, move forward. And at any point, if you got to know that the previous value is greater than or equal to, just return false immediately. No need to go further because you just need one violation to say that the tree is not a valid BST. Okay. So let me write the step by the way. So the first is having in order traversal. And second will be scan the list. Okay. I have explained that how you are going to scan it. Just compare the previous value. Okay. The previous value should be lesser. Now for this, for having the in order traversal, the time complexity will be n, and for scanning the list, it will be also n. So due to that reason, the time complexity for this approach will be order of n, and the space will be order of n. Why? Because over here we have taken the extra space in the form of a list. Okay, due to that reason, it is order of n. Now this is efficient in terms of time complexity, but interviewer might say that you have to solve this problem without taking any extra space. Okay, so over here this will be order of 1. So let's come at second approach. Now to understand the second approach, let me take the tree first. Now please focus over here. Now let's come back at the first property of the binary search tree. The values on the left hand side should be lesser than 50 and the values on the right hand side should be greater than 50, right? So it means that these values on the left hand side should be lesser than 50, right? Now over here, I can write in two ways. Either it is lesser than 50 or it should be lesser than equals to 49. Okay. So you can go into any way, but I would prefer that go in this manner only. Okay. Lesser than 50. Now talking about the right hand side, these values should be greater than 50. Okay, whatever the value is over here, it should be greater than 50. Okay, if this condition is getting satisfied, I can say that the node is present in a valid BST. Okay, now this thing I have to apply for each and every node. Now if I'm standing over here, see, this value should be lesser than 30. So lesser than 30. Similarly, this value should be lesser than 20. Okay, that means the starting point can be anything, but the ending should be 19 for this. Okay, over here we can say that it is 10. So the condition is getting satisfied. Now, what about this value? Okay, you have to apply the same thing that what I have applied on the right hand side. Now see, since it is on the right hand side, so it should start from 21. That means it should be greater than 20. Okay, but if it is starting from 21, so what should be the end? Is it if infinity is there, is it valid? No. See guys, over here 25 is lying on the left hand side of 30. So it means that it should be lesser than 30. It should be lesser than 30. Okay, so if I combine these two, the value should be greater than 20 and lesser than 30. I believe that you got it. So over here we can see that this is a lower bound and this is the upper bound. Lower bound is 20, upper bound is 30. If the value is in that range, then I can see that this node is valid. Okay, same thing I have to apply for each and every node. Okay, let's talk about this now. Since it is there on the right hand side of 30, so it should be greater than 30, right? But this 40 is present on the left hand side of 50, so it means that the ending point should be 49. Okay, so it should be lesser than 50. Okay, I believe that you got it. Now let's talk about this value 60. Now see, it is present on the left hand side of 70, so it means that it should be lesser than 70, but it is present on right hand side of 50 as well, should be greater than 50. Okay, now you can comment it on your own for this. Okay, what should be the condition? So I will get to know that whether you got this concept or not. Okay, so I believe that you have commented it, but if you didn't, just focus over here. Okay, so see, 80 is present on the right hand side of 70, so it should be greater than 70, right? Now what about 65? See, 65 is present on the right hand side of 60, so it should be greater than 60. Perfect. So I believe that you got it. But over here you can observe for this node, and this node, there are two conditions, upper bound and lower bound. But for this one, and this one, there is only one condition. Okay, so the thing is that for each and every node, there has to be lower bound and upper bound. Now for 30, I do have the upper bound that it shouldn't be greater than 50, but what will be the lower bound, that from where it should start? What you can do, you can just propagate the lower bound from the parent. So now let's talk about what will be the range for 50. Since this is the root of the entire binary tree, so lower bound can be minus infinity and upper bound will be infinity. Okay, so the range for 50 or for this node will be in this range, in this only. Okay, now since it is coming on the 30 is coming on the left hand side, so the lower bound will be minus infinity since we are propagating from the parent. Similarly, over here also the lower bound for 20 will be minus infinity because we are propagating from 30, which is the parent, and for this also minus infinity. Okay, I believe that you got it. Now what about this 70? Now see, 70 is lying on the right hand side of 50, so the upper bound will be infinity. Okay, so if you are going for the right hand side or the right subtree, you can propagate the upper bound from the parent, and if you are going on the left hand side, you can propagate the lower bound from the parent. Okay, For this also, it will be infinity. What about this? Now see guys, what is 60? 60 is the lower bound. 60 is the lower bound. Now, why lower bound? Because it should start from 60. That means 61. So what will be the upper bound? See. So 65 is lying on the left hand side of 70. Therefore, it should be lesser than 70. Okay. So due to that reason, this will be the lower bound and this will be the upper bound. Okay. I believe that you got it. Now you can visualize this thing, right? And you can just check the condition. I believe that you got it. But even though, let me write it the condition as well. So if you are going on the left hand side, that means left subtree, the lower bound. So the lower bound will be propagating from the parent. Okay. But the upper bound will be parent value -1. Okay. And talking about the right subtree, over here, the lower bound will be parent value +1 and the upper bound will be propagating from the parent. Okay. So I believe that you got it. Now you can do this condition on your own as well programmatically, but how you will return true if it is a valid BST. Now see, if the node is null, so you don't have to compare anything, right? So at that time, just return true. Okay. But over here, we can see that this 10 is in this range. Okay. So basically, you will be returning true to its parent. Okay. 25 is also in this range, 20 to 30. So 25 is lying in this range. So you have to return true to its parent. It means that 20 should get true from the left hand side, true from the right hand side, stating that both the nodes or both the left hand side as well as right hand side is satisfying the condition. Okay. So there has to be and in between them. Okay. So true and true is true. So we need to return true to its parent. Okay. So 30, since 30 is getting true from the left hand side, it means that this subtree is satisfying the BST property. Okay. Now 40 is also in between 30 and 50. Okay. So this node will also return true to its parent, which is 30. So true and true is true. So true will be returned to 50. Okay. Now let's go on the right hand side. So we will go on the right hand side. So over here, we can see that 65 is between 60 and 70. So it will return true to its parent. Now, what about the left hand side? Over here, 60 doesn't have any node for the left hand side. So as I told you that if there is null, we need to return true. Okay, because there is no need to compare anything, right? So this will also return true. True and true will be true. So it will return true to 70. And 80 is in range of 70 to infinity. So this condition is also satisfied. So it will return true. Now true and true is true. So it will return true. Now 50 got true from the left hand side, true from the right hand side. So it will return true to the main function. So I believe that you got it. Okay. Now let's see the pseudocode. Okay. Now see, this function is there in the LeetCode. Okay. Over here, I have solved this function. Sorry, over here, I have solved this problem using the solver function. Okay. By taking the another function. Okay. Now root, I will be initially passing -infinity as a lower bound and infinity as the upper bound. This, okay. And as I told you that if the root is null, that means that if the reference is null, we need to return true. Now, here comes the main part. If the root dot value is greater than the lower bound and lesser than the upper bound, that means the value is in that range. So at that time only I will be going inside this. Basically, I will be going on the left hand side and right hand side. Okay. Now see, if I'm going on the left hand side, so I will be passing the address of the left subtree or the left child, in which the lower bound will be as it is. That means we will be propagating from the parent, and the upper bound will be root dot value. Okay. Why I have not written root dot value -1? Because of the strictness. Okay. Because of the strictness. Over here, I have written strictly lesser than and strictly greater than. That's the reason I have written root dot value. Okay. I believe that you got it. And also I need to go on the right hand side as well. So after coming from left hand side, I need to go on the right hand side. in which I need to pass the reference of write child. So root.write root value and the upper bound, which will be as it is propagating from the parent. And if both are returning true, so at that time I will be returning true to its parent. But if this is false, I will be returning false to its parent. And if this is also false, so obviously I will be not able to go inside this. So I will be coming out of the if case and I will be returning false. I believe that you got it. Okay. Now, if you didn't, again, I will be suggesting you to please try run it by yourself as well. Okay. Now let's come to the code performance of this problem. See guys, if you observe here, I'm just having the traversal only, but what kind of traversal? First, I'm processing the root, then I'm going on the left subtree and then right subtree. So processing the root, then going for the left part and then right part. So what kind of traversal it is? So it is nothing but a pre-order traversal. Okay. And the time complexity for pre-order traversal is order of n. Okay. Even though you should be getting the intuition that since we are going for each and every node for this, for this, for this, for this. So if there are n nodes, then obviously the time complexity will be order of n. And what about the space complexity? Over here, I didn't take any extra space rather than stack. So the space complexity will be order of h. Now, how come h? H is nothing but the stack space. Okay. Again, if you don't know about how the h came, you can just refer to the in order or the pre-order or any kind of traversal technique that I have explained. But I would suggest go for the pre-order only because over here this is nothing but a pre-order traversal only. You will get that how it is order of h. So I believe that you got it. Again, this was a medium level question. So it will be little bit hard to understand this. But if you got this range thing, it will be very easy to write the code on your own. Okay. So I believe that you got it. That's it.